everyone, welcome to another video from a clean house with muddy boots. My name's Ashley and today we are tackling my kids' Lego. Lego is always a big hit in our house and I love the creativity and imagination that it brings out, and really any toy that keeps my kids away from screens is a win. My oldest is 8 years old and he has been getting some really complex sets lately, as well as has showed a great interest into the Lego Mario new series that has come out. Meanwhile, my almost 4-year-old is just discovering his creativity and imagination and building his own little sets as he starts to get to the age where Lego becomes appropriate. Because of this, we've had a few arguments break out where my oldest, he wants some of his sets to stay together, he wants to showcase them, or he just wants to keep them separate. When it comes to like the Lego Mario, he just wants to keep those pieces separate from everything else because a lot of those pieces have different functions that you don't necessarily get with just if you went out and bought a regular Lego set. Whereas my 4-year-old, he really just wants to go in and kind of demolish everything and rebuild his own sets in his own imaginative world. So I wanted to come in and I wanted to kind of sort and organize everything so that we had some bins that were for everyone to use, and then we had some bins that had like either Lego Mario pieces or just certain sets that my oldest just wanted to keep separate, because although I agree that Lego should be shared amongst the entire family, my oldest did get some sets for just him that I think he should be able to treasure and do what he wants with. And then we just have a bunch of Lego in other bins that are just free for everyone to use. As I was grabbing Lego throughout all areas of the home, I just realized we had so many bins of it. It was scattered everywhere, and there are a bunch of small bins that I found Lego in, as well as these big bins. So it definitely outgrew our current organization system. So I actually decided that I was going to go out to Dollarama and buy individual bins. That way that when someone wanted to play with it, they could just take the bin that they wanted and then build it and then put it away. I found before when I had like a stationary shelf that couldn't really move, like it had bins that slid out, but they didn't have lids on them. And a lot of times when my kids are building, they like to bring the bin into a big open space so that they can build like a huge world or a track. And a lot of times that makes the Lego just end up all over the house. So I wanted to make sure that I had bins that had lids on it that would kind of contain that, and then a spot in their room that it would go to when it needed to be put away. I started this whole process by just kind of separating out sets and blocks and other miscellaneous pieces. And then I realized that I could organize it further into like blocks and those flat plate pieces, and then minifigures in another bin, and then those miscellaneous pieces that kind of belong to random sets that maybe have a very specific function, I put in a separate bin so that they would be easier to find than having to dig through a huge bin of Lego that was just a mishmash of all pieces. You also don't see it much on the video because I've kind of edited those pieces out, but my boys are helping me sort through this Lego. Taking a quick break from sorting Lego, I thought I would just show you the audience that I have around me every time I do one of these videos. Every time I'm organizing things in our dining room, I tend to always organize on our dining room table. These two are always very close to me. So we have our dog that was just enjoying life on the floor. Her name's Penny. And then this little guy, our cat here, his name's Ollie. And they're always close by. They just love people.
Falling through the air. myself to hold my hand, standing in the shadows of where we have been, sleeping with your back facing me. I know this isn't us. Baby, pull me closer, let's fall in love. Oh, I can feel my body move to every move you make, and I can feel the tension every time we're close. I know whatever happens, I will have you next to me. 'Cause tonight we have it all. 'Cause we're dancing as one. 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 We've been into places all at once. Was that what we said would come undone? Feels like our minds have been turned off. Haven't seen each other for so long. I know this isn't us. Baby, pull me closer, let's fall in love. Oh, I can feel my body move to every move you make, and I can feel the tension every time we're close. I know whatever happens, I will have you next to me. 'Cause tonight we have it all. 'Cause we're dancing as one. 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 You and me are moving, make sure we get through this. Let's just keep on dancing as one. You and me are moving, make sure we get through this. Let's just keep on dancing as one. 'Cause we're 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 dancing as one.
So I believe when everything was said and done, I was able to take about 14 to 15 different containers and condense them down to 5 bins, plus a small bin that had all the minifigures on it. And the whole process, I think, took me just about an evening. I also realized that the Lego will not stay organized forever. So I know some people would be like, well, why go through all this trouble if it's not going to stay like that? But really, when you take on any organizational project, the end result, however satisfying it may be, is not going to stay that result forever. It most likely will get used, or maybe something will change where you add something to it and it no longer functions the way it did before, or maybe that space is better utilized as for something else. Things will always change. The organization is just to help move forward. My kids do, however, thoroughly enjoy when I organize certain spaces. I mean, I did a craft cart video a couple months ago, and I would say that that craft cart is still pretty organized to this day. I mean, I could probably go in and give it a refresher and get it back to where it was. But I mean, that's not something that I plan on doing every couple months. I mean, maybe in a year I'll go through it again and see if there are other things that I can get rid of, or maybe if we're low on some things. But I know that my kids do enjoy when spaces are organized, and then they try to keep that organized. So do I expect this Lego to stay organized forever? No, but again, my kids aren't necessarily going to take all the bins that I made, dump them all out and mix them all up again. They will, as best as they can, I mean, kids will be kids, they will try to stick to this bin system and keep things as organized as they can. I know that sometimes might be hard to believe, but my kids have already shown these characteristics and attributes, so I know moving forward with this organized Lego that I can expect the same. I mean, in our basement, we already have different bins of things. Like we have a bin of play food, we have a bin of Mega Blocks, we have a bin of Go-Go Smart Wheels. And yes, like I'll find a random piece of play food in another bin here and there, but I would say 90% of what belongs in those bins is in those bins. So I know that they will continue that with this.
What's your story? What's your sign? It's like we're twin flames in a different life. Deep connection lights a spark. It's like you know me in the depths of my heart. We're dreamers. Don't care what other people say. We're living like this could be our final day. We're dreamers. Don't care what the others say. We're doing this in our way. We come alive in the nighttime. Something about how we dance in the moonlight. That look in your eyes, it tells me that you want me and all my loving. We come alive in the nighttime. You and I, we come alive. We come alive. We come alive. What's your weakness? What's your type? Somehow I wanna know all about you. Deep connection lights a spark. Like you already know me when we dance in the dark. We're dreamers. We're living like this could be our final day. We're dreamers. We're doing this in our way. We come alive in the nighttime. Something about how we dance in the moonlight. That look in your eyes, it tells me that you want me and all my loving. We come alive in the nighttime. You and I, we come alive. Oh, 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 we come alive. We come alive. Oh, oh, we come alive. Tell me that you want me. I can see you want me by the look in your eyes. Tell me that you want me. I can see you want me by the look in your eyes. We come alive. We come alive. We come alive in the nighttime. Something about how we dance in the moonlight. That look in your eyes, it tells me that you want me and all my loving. We come alive in the nighttime. You and I, we come alive. Oh, 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 we come alive. Yeah, we come alive. Oh, 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 we come alive.
They keep on telling lies. That is how we stay alive. So you know that I don't mind about what is wrong and what is right. We keep moving in different rhythms. Still I know what you feel. We keep moving in different rhythms. Two different minds telling lies. That's how we stay alive.
Here I am just going through all of the instruction booklets of all the sets that we have and just kind of organizing them in categories so that sets that are alike end up staying together. I wanted to make sure that we kept these because there are some sets that have kind of become Frankensteined into another set. So I wanted to make sure that we kept the instruction booklet so that if ever in the future we wanted to rebuild a set, we had that booklet to know what pieces we would need to make that set happen again. I know that some people have like Ziploc bags and they like to keep all the sets separate so that if it ever comes to a time where you want to build the set, you already have all the pieces and you don't need to go digging for it. But my oldest has built some pretty crazy contraptions by taking pieces here and there from sets and then using other random blocks. And I really don't want to like stunt that creativity. And my 4-year-old has kind of started showing those same signs. So I'd rather just do this and let them have their own imagination when it comes to if they see a certain piece and yes, that piece is actually supposed to be used for a lamppost, but they turned it into something completely different. Like, I want that to happen. And now I'm just showcasing my new Cricut. My husband got it for me for my birthday, and this is actually the first project that I'm using it for. And I'm using it to print off labels for my new bins so that my boys will know what bins have what pieces of Lego in it. And it was a lot of fun and super easy. And no, I am not sponsored by them in any way. But hey, if Cricut wants to reach out, I'd definitely do something with them in the future. But this was definitely a great purchase. I ended up getting the Explore Air 2, which went on sale because the Explore Air 3 came out. But it is an expensive purchase. So we definitely went with the on sale price, and I love it. It turned out great, and I have so many upcoming project ideas in the future. So as I finish up here, then I'll be able to show you all the different categories that I have for these bins. So this one is accessories. So these are just any pieces that aren't a block really. And then you have special pieces that are pieces that have a very specific function. So there's like a fishing pole in there, and there's like a shark. And then you have a bin for just Lego Mario, which is what my oldest requested. And then here's a bin of just blocks and plates. Plates are those like flat pieces. And then the last bin here is for unfinished sets. So there are sets that are in there, but they're not complete. So they're missing some pieces, whether they've been taken apart and used somewhere else, just so that we can keep them all there. This is their Lego table that I made out of an IKEA table. And then I just kind of like double-sided taped base plates on top. And then here are the sets that my oldest wanted to showcase. So we got him this bookshelf so that he can put all of his Lego on here. A lot of it is Lego Mario, and there is one like Lego Ninjago little tower at the top. But most of it here is Lego Mario. This will bring us to the end of this video. So I hope that you thoroughly enjoyed watching me organize all this Lego. I appreciate you all for being here with me today, and if you haven't yet, I invite you to like this video down below and subscribe to my channel. I put new videos out every week, and a lot of them are either cleaning motivation, how-tos, or more organization and decluttering like this one here. Feel free to also drop me a comment down below saying hi and let me know what you think. And until next time, bye!
That's how we stay alive.